Hey, welcome to 24/7 Marriage Podcast. I am here with my beautiful bride, still of this year in 2026, Shannon. Welcome to the Field Guide for Marriage.
In a couple months, 33 years.
Yeah, you've already been saying 33 years. Yes, 33 years. So
Well, can I just say, you always like to point out that I do it, but I've actually heard you say it from stage a couple times.
Yeah.
You're like 33 years
We're in our
marriage.
33rd. We're beginning our 33rd year. We're going to wrap
So
that
are
up.
we starting our 34th year in April? Is that how that works?
So when we end,
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. It's just been a long time, Shannon. 43 years, 50. I mean, whatever. It's a long time. And I'm grateful.
Gateway Church in Texas, the pastor asked for the oldest couples in the audience to stand up. And there was a couple married 78 years
Oh, sweet.
at church.
How can they be married 78 years?
They were the most precious little couple.
I mean, we would have to be 100 plus. When did they get married?
And you know what?
Years.
And she was clutching his arm and just holding on to him. And they were absolutely precious.
Wow.
It's very few people that are going to cross that finish line.
Yeah, you have to get married super young to do that for sure. So hope you had a great Christmas, a happy New Year. As this podcast gets released, it'll be 2026. The year I turned 53, and Shan also turns 53.
No.
So you have to go back a couple podcasts to pick up all those.
But I don't turn 53 until the end of the year.
I know you get to enjoy for a little while, for sure.
We bookend.
Yeah. We bookend the year
with birthdays, January and December.
Yeah. So I hope it was a great Christmas for everybody and that you enjoyed it. And as you go into the new year, it's always exciting. I bet you some of you have made resolutions, and you've made. I'm not a resolution person. I do not do that because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. This is when gym memberships spike and everything goes up and everybody makes their commitments and from their broken habits and eating patterns and everything else, their sin of gluttony during the holidays, and now they're getting back to it.
What would you say, really quick? I'll ask Nate, our producer, too. Favorite must have on the dinner table, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, but what's that favorite thing that you love that better be there because it's your thing? You love it. Nate? Brisket.
So Nate said brisket.
I've never been to a Christmas, or can I come where you go? Us white people are eating food. That's why I don't like holiday food. Brisket, I'm going to.
Well, you're the family who would bring a Jell-O and put it on the table and call it salad. Here's Jell-O salad. That's not. You know what? That is dessert.
Jell-O was invented during the Depression era, and it was a cost-effective way.
Your family was notorious, and we've always talked about it. Your family was notorious for like Jell-O salad.
Yeah, they do love a good Jell-O salad.
That is actual dessert. That is not salad.
Yeah.
But you guys, and then you bring out dessert afterwards. I'm like, another Jell-O, but now with
no, it wasn't another Jell-O. They would do like the typical pecan pie, pumpkin pie, all the pies I don't like.
Yeah. So for me, if it's Thanksgiving, it's apple pie for sure, and then a good like garlic mashed potato. Yeah.
Interesting.
And some people don't like turkey, but I would take the turkey when it comes to Thanksgiving.
I like mashed potatoes and gravy, but I don't like turkey gravy. I like a beef gravy.
Oh, yeah. Combining your proteins. Yeah, your turkey and your beef.
Well, I'm not a fan of turkey. I don't like stuffing.
It's got to be done right.
I don't. Yeah.
It's got to be done right.
All right. So we got brisket, apple pie, mashed potatoes. 3 of us could get together and have a great Thanksgiving. Like, we don't even need people.
You can actually take the pie and put the brisket in it with the mashed potatoes, and then take the apples out for later and mix it with the Jell-O. So as we always go into the new year, I think we haven't always done this well, but we on our website there's a resource about how do you plan out.
2026 planner.
Yeah, so like vision, mission, like getting away and actually working in your marriage I'm sorry, working on
on
it.
your marriage.
And so, like, stepping back for a moment, and
It's
where do you
called
want to
a
be at the
marriage
end of that
planner.
year?
Yeah.
What does it look like a couple years from now? But also,
Yeah.
like, what do you got? What are your goals for that year? Finances,
Yeah.
spiritually. Like,
The other,
we spend more time planning our
Yeah.
vacations than we do
Yeah.
planning our marriage,
S-
and so that's there
So
for as a resource.
the great thing about this download is 26 pages. It's free. The great thing about this is it gives you a calendar for the whole year. So you're already walking in with like, what are the things we know? Oh, cousin Jeff is getting married in June. So we know that we're going to have to be at that
We
wedding.
don't like cousin
So
Jeffs, we're not going.
so let's put that on there. We know that so and so is going to have a soccer tournament. It's going to be this weekend, and you're plugging in all the things, and then you're creating space for vacations and trips.
Yeah.
Trips are things that you take with your children. Vacations are things you do with your spouse alone.
Yep.
Clarity. So you're creating space to be like, where financially can we afford? How long? Maybe it's just one night. And listen, there were lean seasons of our marriage where one night was all we could afford, and they were the best. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You don't have to go to like Bora Bora every year with your spouse. No, not everybody's doing that or can do that. But where are you creating space for your marriage? Where are you going to take a trip as a family? And just even scheduling out your date nights. Like, okay, these are our hard and fast date night. So when we get invitations to things or people
Yeah.
want to have us over, we're like, sorry.
Yeah.
That's Javi and I have a date night.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to do that.
When things come up, but you're pre-deciding somewhat your year. And you're
Yes.
pre-deciding, like, but you're also telling your time where to go, and you
Yes.
are intentionally investing in your marriage and taking time to have a planning session to do that. So
Yes.
just encourage you to get that download, that resource, and and dive into that. I think every year people start setting habits or new habits and resolutions, and I'm not a big believer in that. But as we step into a new year, I love talking about, because it is a flip of a page, of a calendar page.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's always a sense of a new beginning and something starting. And I think there's always things that we drag in from, we're always dragging things into our
yeah.
marriage. But there's, I think, things that I want to take this episode to pause and think about, what do you need to bury? And it's not your spouse. So what do you need to bury, and what do you need to build as you go into this next year? Because you recognize there's some things that you're just going to have to let go and release that you've been carrying. And that if you're going to start new and fresh, and maybe a new marriage with the same person, right? A new marriage with the same person, then let's not make resolutions. Let's make decisions. And that's a difference, because we're making a decision, not just a resolution that in 2 weeks we might break. That's based upon just a certain outcome.
Yeah.
I want it to be more an identity-based type of
Yeah.
decision you're making, an identity-based type of habit that you're building,
Yeah.
of who you're becoming within your marriage,
Yeah.
and not get frustrated that in 2 weeks you haven't gotten there.
Yeah.
2 weeks things aren't better, and we do that with like weight and all that, and going to the gym. It's like, I
But
want
we
to lose
do
10
that with
pounds
our-
in 2 weeks.
We do that with our spouse though.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
we said we were going to work on communication, and I did a great job of communicating for the last 2 weeks, and then
Yeah.
so and so didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is reminding me of at the end of last year, I walked a woman through who's been separated for a year and a half, and they're coming back together, and we kind of mapped out and planned out how they're going to come back together. Because I said, he can move back in tomorrow and everything go back to the same. But that marriage died, and
Yeah.
that one didn't work. That
Yeah.
didn't serve the marriage
Yeah.
well. So what are the questions we're going to be asking each other? How are we intentionally showing up differently? How are we serving one another? What do date nights look like?
Yep.
Like all the things. So I literally sat down and we wrote out a plan for what it looked like coming back together.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and that's what 2026 needs to look like for some people, is
Yeah.
like,
What do you, you're either building something or you're burying something. And
Yeah.
so what is that going to look
well,
like?
and a lot of people are burying their marriage. So
Well, yeah, I mean, choices, decisions,
Yeah.
things that they brought in, like that's what's happening. And so the question is, like, what in your marriage needs to die, or something better can live? Like, what does that look like? So we every year, like, we carrying old habits, brokenness and hurts, but the thing is, I think to recognize that new life doesn't come out of old soil.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to till up that soil. You're going to have to like replant, and you've got to do some spiritual demolition if you're going to rebuild. You can't be planting in that same old soil. And so you're going to have to remove some things, whether it's the rocks that have been in there, the weeds that have grown in. And if you don't take time to do that in your marriage right now, in the beginning of, let's say, this new year, you should do it all the time.
Yeah.
Recognize that, like, step back, man. What am I, in the craziness of our life, man? I've been allowing this to come in.
Yeah.
I've been allowing this to get root in my my marriage or my family with my kids, and like recognize it. And you should be doing that all the time.
Yeah.
At least every month, pausing and seeing like what's going on. Like I haven't like paused and like looked, and so especially now, like, this is where marriages stall. Right? They want renewal without repentance. They want things to be renewed. They want things to be new, but without repenting from things from the past.
That's good.
They want growth without being pruned.
Yeah.
And in order for things to grow, they've got to be pruned. They got to be stripped back. And they don't like that. And you can't have connection without vulnerability.
Yeah.
And so this is where things stall out. And so whereas you come in this new year, you've got to address these things.
Yeah.
That if you want renewal, you're going to have to repent from some things. And if you want to have some new growth, then you're going to have to prune some things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be 2025 repeated again. Yeah. And some of you are like, it was a great year. I love it. Good. It can be better this year. Like you can do more, and God can increase, and you can go deeper in your walk with Him, in your marriage. Like it can be better. And I think that's an important thing for us, for couples to recognize.
This is a hot button topic, but we talk about cell phones and we talk about busyness, but there's something else that is really sidelining families and marriages, and that is, are you ready? Travel sports. Listen.
Travel sports.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'm not on board, and
you're saying that needs to die?
You're never gonna convince me that teaching your children some life lesson about teamwork and working together as a team and listening to a coach is more important than having them in the body of church, having them learn what it means to serve, listening to God's word, volunteering is more important. Is sports great for kids? Heck yeah.
Yeah, but they got a great arm. They're going to do amazing.
Half of these kids,
they're the next Otani.
90% of these kids that are on travel team sports are never going to make it pro. And we all know that. But I have seen so many families forsake the church, community, small life groups during the week, everything on the altar of we're in a travel team and we have practice every night of the week. So therefore we can't be a part of a small group. We're gone on Sundays. Therefore we can't do church on Sundays. And therefore we can't serve or volunteer as a family because of travel teams. So I don't like them. I'm not in favor of them. I believe that there is a healthy way for your kids to participate in sports that doesn't infringe. And both our girls, one was on swim team, one was on a soccer team. And we managed to still have a life group during the week. We served on Sundays. Our girls served on Sundays. They were in church every Sunday because that was the most important thing to us. Yeah. Soccer was not the most important thing. Yeah. She learned a lot of great things in those many years she took soccer, but she calls Jesus her Lord and Savior. She serves with her time and her money and her family, and she shows up and does things for the body of Christ because she was in church every Sunday. Yeah. So don't put your family on the altar of travel sports because it will come between you and your spouse. Yeah. It will 100%.
You just got on your little horsey.
Nate, do you agree with me? 100%. Nate said 100%.
No, that's good. I mean, listen, you're getting ahead, but if that's something that like needs to be looked at
Yeah.
and removed as you go into this
Yeah.
next year
Well,
because it is
the
robbing.
reason it came up is I was at a baby shower for my niece, and I overheard this person talking because she was talking very loudly about how every night of the week they have a different sport, and Saturday night is her only night for her to be alone, not even with her spouse. She's like, we don't see each other till maybe Sunday morning. And I was like, well, what kind of marriage is that?
Yeah.
I understand there's busy seasons. I was there too.
Yeah.
We had kids that we were a homeschool family, but we were still busy. One had swim team, one had soccer, one had to go to a writing class, one had to go to gymnastics. McKenna was doing that aerial thing in the sky, whatever that was, with the she hung from the ropes and the Cirque du Soleil stuff. So I understand busy, but we never got so busy that I forgot about my husband, about serving you, and that you come first.
Yes.
So that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. I mean, you went off on the little soapy box, like, little soap box. So if we're recognizing, like, as you move into 2026, like, ask yourself these questions. So this is kind of like what we want to ask ourselves is, what have we been building that needs to stop? And that may be like, man, we've been building a lot of business or resentment or comparison, unhealthy communication patterns. Like you've been building something in your marriage that needs to stop. And again, that you can attribute it to whatever you want, but it's like you made decisions and choices, and it's kind of led to where you're at.
Yeah.
So what have you been building that needs to stop? That you recognize, and we've been disconnected. We haven't been spending as much time together. I've been so caught up in hobbies or in these other areas that I got to stop. Like, not like I have to work, but I've been investing so much, like I need to stop doing some of those things because it's leading to, whether it's disconnection, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
What have you been ignoring that needs attention? It could be unforgiveness, something that's unspoken.
Well, it could be something.
Distance.
It could be something like intimacy. Like there's not a lot of physical connection. Like your sex life has gone from twice a week to once a month.
Yeah.
And that's not great for healthy connection. That's not a good, healthy rhythm.
Yeah.
And often, people like to ask, what's the magic number?
Yeah.
If there was a magic number, don't you think you would know it? Don't you think it'd be all over the internet if there was some magic number?
Yeah.
But it's about the rhythm of connection.
Yeah.
And I notice that when we're off, it's like I need that connection because that grounds me, that centers me back on our relationship. But so many things can easily take you out of just rhythm. And it's not even like big things. It's not like a sin.
No.
Or it's not like my husband has this addiction or gambling or whatever. No, they can just be simple things like you guys just simply stop showing gratitude to one another.
Well,
you stop saying thank you.
Ignore a lot of things. I mean, spiritually, you ignore, it could be spiritual laziness.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that you're ignoring. And so what of those things needs attention? Intimacy, like you said, is it, excuse me, if it's, laziness, whatever it may be, there's areas where we're like, oh, we'll get to that. Or like, we don't want to address it because we know it might lead into something bigger. So we don't, instead of just having clear communication around it and diving into it, we avoid those things. And so this is where you take that hard look at your marriage of like, what needs attention that I have not been giving attention, I've been ignoring. What do we need to start building again? So it's not about what do you need to stop, but what do you need to start actually building again? You said intimacy. Right? Is it prayer? Is it, in between, like Nate and I were, we were all talking, like, is it laughter? We do stuff. We're like, but we don't laugh together anymore like we did when we were first dating. Or, I don't take this wrong, but sit and like, I love sitting and watching people. And not that I'm laughing at them, but like, there's some goofy people. I'm sorry. And you can sit and be like, oh, that's interesting. like just sitting and just like that. It doesn't always have to be about like intense marital conversation.
No.
Like, it builds connection. It's something that makes those other conversations easier when you're just connected to a place of like friendship and faith and pursuit and laughter.
But part of
really
friendship
enjoying.
and laughter is like things that we've found that we enjoy is we love playing games together. We love a good game night with other people, but when we can sit together and play a game, that builds connection and friendship for me. When we work on our puzzle, which you just
aged us right now. when
I
you
don't
work on your
care. Do you know
puzzle.
puzzles are making their way back. A lot of young people do puzzles now,
No, it's good for
Javier.
your mind. It's
It
actually really
is.
good. Yeah.
Except this one that we're on right now
Pain in the butt.
is
All the edges look
exceptionally
exactly the same, so
are
you cannot
difficult,
connect the edges.
and
It's all just the same.
this is
Dang
gonna
it.
be a test. But those small mundane things that other people take for granted,
Yeah.
like for me, they're very meaningful. Like I feel close to you. I feel connected to you. I
Yeah.
feel like our friendship deepens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not just somebody I'm married to and I
Yeah.
have to stay married to because we're married.
Yeah.
I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you. I enjoy your
And
company.
everybody has those things, and some of you were doing them, and over a period of time, it could be just this year or whatever, like things have taken place, and that's why it's like, how do you get back to building that again?
Yeah.
Because this is where we have to stop and reflect. Oh, God, get back to that just laughter and friendship and just enjoying and having patience for one another or pursuing one another. Like I want you guys to take this podcast and keep stopping it and asking yourself those questions and take them to your spouse. Like, man, what do we need to stop?
Yeah.
What do we need to start building again? What needs our attention? Because Isaiah says, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. Like, see, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. I'm making a way in the desert. I'm making, and it talks about, do you not perceive it? Do you not see it?
Yeah.
And so, like, don't forget where you've come from. Don't forget even the past. And you're not going to stop and just set up camp there.
Yeah.
But like, how do you go back and remember? And these are the things that as we go through marriage, and just kids and life in general, that we have to be able to get back to the building, what needs attention, and where have I strayed a little bit. Like you can't perceive new things if you're just addressing like just the or you're clinging to the old wounds.
Yeah.
So how do you perceive the new things if you're just clinging to always what's old? And so you have to be able to have eyes to see and to receive.
Who did we just talk to that said they signed up for dance lessons?
I don't.
Tap. They signed up for tap lessons.
Oh, somebody signed up for tap lessons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Somebody. It was our ambassadors. Our 247
people you would not expect. Like, he signed up for tap lessons.
He's in his 60s, and he goes, "I signed up for tap lessons. I've always wanted to take tap." And for me, that was so refreshing.
The last thing that I would ever do.
He's like, "Why not?" And why? It's why. What do I want to say? It's never too late to learn something new.
Sure.
He could just succumb to the season of life he's in and just keep doing what he's doing. But to introduce something new and try something new, that inspired me. And I loved that he's going to do that. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's just like, it's just embracing those things. And I think it brings new life in your marriage. And some of you, like, it's grown stagnant and it's grown cold. You need to introduce some new things, and I think like us being on the road for the last 4.5 years, and there's still some that we're doing with the marriage lab. We did new things, and it introduced new things for us. And you went out and explored and did things with me that normally you wouldn't do. We saw things that we hadn't seen. Like I'm already missing that because I loved that we got in the moments when we weren't out, when we weren't, traveling or teaching somewhere, we got to do those things together. And so it brought new life into our marriage, and it was just us. Like we had nobody else out there with us. It was us. Yeah. And so like it drew us closer together, but also like, as the pictures like back here, like in the Grand Canyon, and like we got to do all these things together. Yeah. And so it's even as you go into this next year, like break up that mundane, that static, what has been your norm. Oh, we eat dinner, we watch a show, we do this, and then like we're done. Like, man, like do something different. If you don't go for a fart walk after dinner, go for a fart walk. I call it a fart walk because that's what it is. It helps your digestion, so it's a fart walk after dinner. Like go, like do something that you haven't done to get results that you have not ever seen or had in your marriage. Yeah. And so like I also say, like, how do you get there? Like, how do you get there? So we got to, now I see all these things. How do you actually get there? I think you have to name what needs to die. Ooh. Like name what needs to die, whether it's the attitudes, the patterns, the behaviors, like what's choking your connection. You got to name what needs to actually die. Yeah. And, when we've said that in the past, like, oh, it's my spouse, like that's a terrible thing to say, but people have this perception, like, oh, I'd be better without.
Yeah.
And I want you to change your perception of like, this is who God's called you to and to give yourself for.
Yeah.
And they ultimately, like, even if there's certain things they're doing, they're like, you still have decisions to make of how you respond and how, you move towards them or not.
Yeah.
But you got to name what needs to die in 2026.
Yeah. I love it.
You love it? Okay.
I love
Should I keep
it.
going?
Well,
I'll keep going.
that's where
No, I'm gonna keep going.
that's where downloading our marriage planner is going to be so helpful.
Yeah.
And not just keep it on your phone, but like if you have a printer at home, or you can send it off to like Staples,
Yeah.
Kinko's, whatever, like print it out, get it
Yeah.
binded, and like actually take your pen and like work on this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
go away for a half a day. If you
Yeah.
can go away overnight, but
Yeah.
look at the whole year,
Yeah.
be intentional. I believe that the couples that have done this, and we've known several couples that have, see tremendous growth
Mm-hmm.
in their intimacy and in their friendship and in their year. Like their
Yeah.
year looks different
Yeah.
because they're very strategic about how they've planned out what they say yes to, what they say no to.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the greatest tools that we have. I like all of our downloads, but this one
Yeah.
was really fun to create.
Yeah.
And I think that it could be a great tool
No,
going
it will
into
be.
2026.
Yeah, if you use it, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to actually use the tool and put it into practice.
Yeah.
So those first parts were about identifying the things that needed attention, build not. But this is like now getting there. So what needs to die, but also decide what to rebuild.
Yeah.
Like decide what to rebuild. So communication, right? It's prayer together, it's friendship, it's fun, it's serving one another. Like what do you need to actually rebuild? And take time to recognize what that actually is.
What if it's something
And
just
then-
as simple as let's sign up to volunteer
Yeah,
once
to
or twice a
serve
month
together.
at
Yeah.
church, and let's serve where they make coffee. Let's
Yeah.
serve in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like when you do something together, it really bonds you together.
Yeah.
It really then there's a mutual purpose in like what we're doing. Like we're gonna get up and go to church because we're serving today.
Yep.
We have a purpose.
Yeah. And then last was committed to prayer. I know I feel every episode we talked about like prayer, but like this is what it is, like commit to it
Yeah.
in prayer with one another, that this is where we're going to be going. These are things that we're working on. And I would challenge you, like individually do this, like
Yeah.
individually come to the table and like, okay, what needs attention? Where have I, been allowing things to lapse? Now, what do I need to rebuild? What needs to die? Like, do it together. Go back to this podcast, and maybe we'll put in the notes, those questions. But go back and do it individually and do it together.
Yeah.
And come and have that conversation about it. And I kind of wrote this down of like almost like a prayer, like, God, we release what's been destroying us. We bury what no longer belongs in our marriage. And we ask you to help us rebuild what will last. Do something new in us, in our home, and in our hearts this year. And maybe we'll put that in the notes that
Amen.
you can pray that over your year. Pray that as you come into 2026. And because here's the thing, don't drag dead things into a new year.
Yeah.
Like, don't drag dead things in the new year. Don't build on broken ground. Prepare. Like, you have to break up the ground in order to plant something new. And then what do? You have to wait. You got to water it. You got to tend it.
Yeah.
You got to wait again, and you got to reap. So you've got to be able to water, tend, wait, reap. Like there's a process to all of this, and so just to invite you to make sure that you're doing that. So as you go into this next year, this is a challenge in the first podcast of this new
Yeah.
year. Step into recognizing what you need to build and what you need to bury.
Yes.
Do that individually, come together and share that. And so as you go into 2026, you're starting from a solid, good foundation, learning from where you've been, which we're going to talk about in this next episode, learning from what you've been, and that prepares you for what's ahead.
Yeah.
But you've got to do the work and invite God into it, and you got to participate. God ain't just going to come in because you're praying for him to heal your marriage. You got to do your work. You got to participate
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
I love you.
That sounded sarcastic.
Hey, remember to jump on, rate, review this podcast, share it with others who you know need this. As you go into this year, begin, plan, prepare. We're excited for what's ahead. And
Make sure you click the little bell so you
yeah,
get notified every
that's
time we
right.
have a new podcast
like,
out.
review it, go to Instagram, download, follow us, but download resources on the website.
We'll put it in the show notes,
yeah.
the marriage planner.
Yeah. So excited for 2026 for this new year and for each and every one of you. So always remember, in marriage, you don't have to.
You get to.
We'll talk to you soon.